Hi, I'm Joe Affolter, Commercialization Program Director with the Michigan Translational Research and Commercialization Ag Bio Innovation Hub at Michigan State University. This innovation hub is one of 5 statewide innovation hubs that are jointly sponsored by the Michigan Economic Development Corporation with funds provided by the Michigan Strategic Fund in partnership with a major research university. So this program at Michigan State focuses on opportunities and markets in the agriculture and industrial biotechnology or non-medical biotechnology space. What I'd like to do today is introduce a new translational innovation opportunity that exists at the Ag Bio Innovation Hub. It's an opportunity for Michigan University researchers and those with other organizations to consider how their technology may apply to opportunities in the ag bio space. Before I get into the innovation challenge itself, the new program, let me talk a little bit more about the 5 programs that exist. 2 of the programs are at University of Michigan, are partnered with University of Michigan. One is in life sciences, which involves medical life sciences and medical technologies, and the transportation industry. The Advanced Applied Materials program is one in partnership with Michigan Tech University, and Advanced Computing at Wayne State University. And then finally, our program here at Michigan State focuses on agriculture and biology. What I want to do here in this short time we have together is take you through the blue colors on this slide, the basic introduction to the Innovation Hub, and specifically focus on this innovation challenge as a new category of opportunity. It's really a competition that we're putting together here, and it's a competition focused on early stage risk assessment. As we look at the scope of the Agriculture and Biology Innovation Hub, it includes a lot of different subject matter, including things like bioenergy and biomaterials or use of biological processes to create materials, pest control, for example, pesticides, the generation of or the transformation of crops with traits that confer that, forest products, precision agriculture, winemaking, of all things, dairy and livestock, veterinary medicine, water resources. We have a lot of funding in the area of environmental contamination of water, bioprocesses, beans and grains and typical crops, as well as animal husbandry and livestock production, as well as pet related subjects. So it's a very broad program. Lots of different opportunities in this area for innovation and technology development. What is the Innovation Hub all about? What is translational research all about? It's really, we like to use the picture of a bridge. You see the bridge behind me? That's not one that's necessarily associated with Michigan, but the one in front of me and in front of you is one we recognize well, the Mackinac Bridge. To use it as a metaphor, what we are doing with translational research is beginning to fill this gap between early stage research and later stage commercialization activities such as licensing and startup. And in the middle here is this category we call de-risking, where we take the technology through a number of steps that help take away some of the risks that investors or licensees, et cetera, might incur later if we did not address those. In fact, the technologies would be less attractive that way. So this gap in the bridge, in the middle of the bridge, or in the middle of this commercial funding sequence that I have in front of you, is often represented as a chasm between early stage scientific innovation and invention and the stuff we need to really put together an early stage innovative venture or commercialize our innovations through partners with larger companies. And this process is often called the Valley of Death because it's where the prototypes go to die. The prototypes we develop in the laboratory are just not sufficient in most cases for addressing real commercial challenges. And so there's this middle ground where there's some design and some iterative interactions required with potential end users and customers of other kinds. That's the chasm, that's the gap that translational research programs attempt to fill. So as we do that here at the Ag Bio Innovation Hub, we use traditionally two different types of grants. One's a starter grant, which is a very small 6-month, $25,000 grant to help get prototypes or early research developed to the stage where we can begin to think more deeply about translating that into commercial utility and language and usefulness. That later stage of prototype development, which is more market focused, more clearly tied to customer needs, is what we use the full grant for, which is tends to be up to $100,000 in a year of work. So we have the starter grant, we have the full grant, and the new element of this program, the one I want to talk to you today about, is the Innovation Challenge. This is not a grant program, but it's an early stage risk assessment competition or award program. The purpose of this Innovation Challenge is to accelerate the process and broaden the participation of innovators in identifying commercial applications and opportunities in the ag-bio space. Specifically, what we're asking is innovators who are developing new technologies, emerging technologies in various areas, look through the lens of the ag-bio industries and say, where's the low-hanging fruit? Where's the opportunity that we might be able to apply our technology to? So again, the Innovation Challenge, as with all the MTRAC offerings, are available to researchers at Michigan public universities, nonprofit research institutes, and public university or public hospital systems. And the objective here is to expand the engagement of technology developers within the state to address these opportunities, in our case, in the ag-bio industries. All right, so what we have, as I described a few slides back, is we have our traditional program, which is the full grant, which is essentially the cultivating of the technology, like we would do with a crop, as we're getting ready to produce it. The starter grants is kind of about germination, just getting that technology down the first couple of steps of market-focused application. What we're doing here is something even earlier than that. We're asking innovators to contemplate and develop a concept for why their early stage emerging technologies might apply to important opportunities in the ag-bio market. So we invite researchers to define and validate some market needs that they believe their technology may be useful in addressing. And we're doing basically a competitive type of program around that. But as with all of the MTRAC funding programs, we're focusing on de-risking here. And we provide some translational support. And obviously the funds we're awarding to the high-scoring papers, in this case, are a degree of funding to help them continue to develop their professional skill in commercialization related activities and identifying corridors of a potential application of their technologies in the commercial space. And we're bringing them together with end users and ag-bio businesses that may be able to help them validate that. And we're bringing our tech managers at the universities together with these award-winning papers, these researchers who are proposing these ideas, and helping cultivate a bit of a mini ecosystem of reinforcement that helps to evaluate and move these ideas forward. So this is supporting the very earliest stages of translation by getting people thinking in a proposal or concept paper manner about opportunities. What are the potential impacts on the state of Michigan? Well, MEDC, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, has a very clear set of metrics they look at. They're looking at patent applications that are filed as a result of work like this, licenses that are issued, for example, to those patents, to the technologies downstream, follow-on funding secured because of the ideas that are generated, businesses launched, jobs created, ultimately focused on Michigan economic development. What are the benefits to those of you who apply to this? One is you develop improved ability to interact with and identify commercial potential partners and potential projects, increased probability of getting grants from organizations that fund translational research, SBIR in the NSF or NIH world, the MTRAC program here in Michigan. So it's an increased probability of grant success downstream from here. You get some award dollars, which are professional development or research related funds that are made available to you. Potential for consulting, collaboration, startup opportunities downstream. Labs tend to be more attractive to incoming students and postdocs because they have some interactions with the marketplace, some career opportunities for grads and postdocs perhaps, improved team building and leadership skills, and some recognition that comes out of this. So there's some real significant benefits to those who participate in the Innovation Challenge. What is the objective of the challenge? Well, it's to facilitate identification and initial risk assessment, hypothesis formation, and early stage verification for certain university or hospital or research institute developed technologies that are focused on ag bio applications. It's really a crowdsourcing idea where we're asking the innovation oriented researchers around the state to begin to think about ag bio and how their technologies might apply there. Researchers are given the opportunity to identify early stage commercial applications for their technologies in that arena. So what are the requirements for a submission? These are papers, 3-page papers. The body is 3-page, and there's 3 pages allowed for appendices, and more of that can be obtained through our website or by contacting us. The submissions really have to do several things. First of all, they come from a qualified institution that I've already talked about. They address what and why. What is the emerging technology? What's the commercial application problem that you're looking at applying that to? We're not asking you to describe how you would do it. In fact, we don't really want that level of disclosure. We want you thinking generally about why the technology, which should be fairly early stage, hopefully one you're developing, might be very, very powerful in addressing a set of commercial problems in the ag bio space. Why do you believe the technology will work? Who and where? Who are some potential end users, commercial partners, collaborators that would fit into a development program related to that technology and building the bridge between that early stage technology and the market application that you've identified? It's the who and the where. And then when and how much. How much time, skill, what types of skills? What are some of the key translational research steps that would be required? Not the detailed science, but the boxes. What are the boxes, the steps that are required to do it to get to your first prototype? So we're looking at some very basic assessment of market problems and opportunities and applicability of emerging technology tools. What's the benefit to you as an applicant? Well, there are awards. There are a series of awards available in each of these Innovation Challenge cycles. Our top award is called the Transformation Level Award, which is a $10,000 award. Next is the Innovation Level, $7,500, Exploration, $5,000, Activation, $2,500, and Inspiration Level is $1,000. Now, not all of these awards will be awarded in all cycles, and sometimes they may even be duplicated. So that depends a lot on the quality and number of submissions and the funding available. But these are not grants. These are award funds that are basically, once you're awarded, you will invoice the MTRAC program as a professional service, which is a risk assessment service, and the funds can be deposited to an appropriate and approved professional development or research account. So each competition cycle that we run may be general and cover the whole bandwidth of the Ag Bio Innovation Hub, or it may be focused on specific subjects that we are trying to stimulate some creative thinking around. All right, so what are some of those categories? I'll get into that in a few minutes. But the evaluation methodology is fairly straightforward. It's usually we will have about a month from the time we announce the competition to the time that we begin to collect submissions. And for example, maybe an announcement is made in early July. Submissions begin to be received on August 1st, perhaps ending around August 21st. And by the end of the month, decisions are made. How are those decisions made? First, they're made rapidly and confidentially. We realize these are very early stage ideas. They may have some very loosely developed concepts in it. The evaluation method or decisions will be flexible in the sense that we won't necessarily award all of those awards every time. It depends on the quality. But the MTRAC leadership team evaluates the proposals against a set of criteria, which you can find on our website in the program document. MTRAC notifies awardees and announces awards generally within a couple of weeks of the deadline date. We do recognize you as a winner of an award. We will use a title and a very brief 1 or 2 sentence description. We'll, if necessary, work with you to make sure that that is appropriately limited in its descriptiveness. But for details, see our Innovation Challenge program document online. To come back to what is in the scope of the AgBio Innovation Hub, I showed you all those bubbles earlier on. It's basically animals and in the sense of pets or livestock, feed, food animals, biomaterials. They may be bioprocesses that lead to commercial materials, or they may be modified materials that are modified in some biological way or generated from biology. Crops, all things to do with crops, and diseases that infect animals, meaning livestock or pets, or infect crops. And then ecosystem level challenges, soil, water, the things that are important in the cultivation of animals and crops. So that's the scope. Now, there are a variety of opportunities. There's really a disclaimer that says, generally speaking, we can't, in the limited time we have here, cover all of the ideas that are possible under the MTRAC AgBio Hub. But some of the areas or technical themes that are important right now are things like physical precision and planting and surveillance and intervention for crops and animals. Molecular precision, if you're doing pathway engineering or some sort of molecular genetic modification, that kind of precision. Where is it integrating into the genome? And how? And what is it knocking out if it does? Et cetera. Precision is important. Ubiquitous, real-time decision-making, artificial intelligence, machine learning, all of those things are being applied robustly and in a wide diversity of ways within the industry. Biological and chemical pest control, disease prevention, complexity, beneficial complexity. In particular, we think about soil for that, but it could apply to genetics as well. Resiliency in the system, preservation and tracking, authentication and quality measurement, assessment and assurance in the system, environmental science, health optimization versus disease management, holistic versus synthetic in many cases, local sourcing of food, local supply chains, compressed supply chains. Again, molecular genetics and trait development are broadly explored across crop development today. Green chemistry, reduced water usage, for example, for industrial processes, maybe using biocatalysts or biotransformation to develop an active agent for pretty much any application. Reducing fertilizer or chemical usage, for example, in propagation of crops. Population level quality assessment. By that, I don't mean human population, I mean animal population, for example, or crop population. Food process integrity and quality, advanced nutrition and functional foods. Again, these are some of many different themes that are active today in the ag bio space marketplace. All right, so what are we looking at in terms of this sort of pilot cycle of innovation challenges? The first one will be announced in July, and papers will be due in August, and award decisions will be made by the end of August. We're tentatively planning a second one, which will be announced in February. Papers will be due in March, and likely awards will be made by the end of March. So you can see these are very short cycles. It's basically a couple of weeks of work, we imagine, to put together the paper. But we're really looking forward to getting some great ideas from you. So once again, to kind of wrap this up, Innovation Challenge FAQs. It's about principal investigators and postdoctoral scholars from public universities, nonprofit research institutes, and public hospital systems in the state of Michigan. It's an ideation award contest with white papers or concept papers submitted as the document upon which award decisions are made. Prizes ranging from $1,000 to $10,000. I think you understand what we're looking for here by now. This one is administered by Michigan State University Technologies, which is the part of the Innovation Center at Michigan State University. And again, we're looking at August and February or August and March as Innovation Challenge announcements this year. Application instructions and more information can be found at the website shown. All right, for general program information, we have myself, Joe Affolter, and our commercialization program manager, Wei-Yin Wu, available at the emails shown here. The website is here. And for general information not listed here is the MTRAC, M-T-R-A-C, at msu.edu. We look forward to hearing some really interesting ideas and to interacting with you in the coming year through the Innovation Challenge. Thank you.